Hi everyone, so welcome to another installation of Read with Miss Kurre. So today we are back in Macbeth and we are on scene 5. So you should be on page 8 of your script. Again, remember, have some kind of pen or pencil highlighter handy so you can take some time to annotate the way that I did. So we finished off reading with scene 4, and in scene 4, we see Macbeth is meeting the king. The king tells him how great he is, and he says, all right, Macbeth, we're all gonna stay at your house tonight. Macbeth says, all right, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna let my wife know, let me prepare, because, you know, when the king is coming, you want your house to look nice, you wanna be ready. So we're starting off here now in Inverness, in Macbeth's castle. And he's written a letter to his wife and sent this letter ahead of him. And his wife, Lady Macbeth, has gotten the letter and she's reading it out loud. And that's where we're starting. So scene 5, Lady Macbeth. They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whiles I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came the misses of my king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming of time with Hail, King that shalt be. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing, by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart and farewell. So this is the end of the letter. And Macbeth is just recounting all of the things that the witches had told him. So he's saying that they met me in the day of success, they being the witches, the day of success meaning the battle that they have won. And he's learned by the most perfect report that they have more than mortal knowledge. So he's saying that things that they've said, things that they've told him, it's all come true. He then refers to his wife as my dearest partner of greatness. So that tells us that he looks at her as an equal partner, and he listens to her and he respects what she has to say. Remember, at this time, we're talking about the 1100s here. Gender roles were a little different than they are today, and men and women didn't treat themselves equally in a marriage, but in this marriage, Macbeth treats his wife with equal greatness. So she's not property, she doesn't have to listen to what he says, they're equal. It's very important to recognize for this time period. And considering the fact, he also says, I want to let her know right away. I want to make her happy. I want her to know all the good things that are happening. So he's thinking about his wife, and he wants her to be happy. Back at page 8, so we're over here. It says, Glamis thou art, and Cawdor shalt be, what thou art promised, yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but with the illness should attend it what thou wouldst highly. So this is Lady Macbeth. She's speaking. She's reacting to the letter that he sent. Lady Macbeth says, he is the Thane of Glamis. And then they told him he'd be the Thane of Cawdor, and he would be the Thane of Cawdor. And they also said he would be king. Now, I think she's saying, I think he's not strong enough to be king. I don't know if he has the ambition. She says, I fear thy nature. So I fear your nature, Macbeth, is too full of the milk of human kindness. So she's saying, you're too nice of a guy to actually go out and kill somebody. That's how she thinks about her husband. And she says, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. So when she says that, she's saying, Macbeth, you have the ambition, you want to be king, but not without the illness that should attend it. You have the ambition, but you don't have the drive. So you want to be king, but are you gonna do anything about it? She doesn't think he is. She doesn't have a lot of faith. Okay. So Lady Macbeth goes on to say, thou wouldst wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win, thou'dst have great gloms, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do, than wished should be undone. Hie he hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. Okay, so she's just kind of going off about the witches, and then she says, hie thee hither, which sounds really funny, but what she really means is, come home, Macbeth, get home, right now, pour my spirits in thine ear. So she wants to, if you're pouring something in someone's ear, that means you're talking to them, you're whispering to them. She wants to talk to him and convince him to do the thing of killing the king. That's what she means here. Come home so that I may pour my spirits in thy ear. Come home so I can tell you how you should kill the king, so I can give you the confidence to kill him. Then we have a messenger show up, and he says that the king is coming tonight. Lady Macbeth is like, oh, is my husband coming? Like, is he here? Is he home? And the messenger says, yeah, he's on his way. And Lady Macbeth says, you know, he's bringing a lot of good news, so take care of him. Flip the page. Then she gives us one of the most famous speeches in Macbeth, and probably one of the most famous Shakespeare speeches. She says, the raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. That's a lot. So, what is she saying here? Basically, Lady Macbeth is saying, in a nutshell, I wish I were a guy so I can go kill the king myself. Remember, even though Macbeth and Lady Macbeth treat each other as equal partners, and they get along, and they listen to each other, the rest of the world doesn't treat Lady Macbeth as an equal. They're like, you're just a woman, you can't do anything. So she's saying, like, I don't want to be a woman anymore. I wish I were a man. I wish I could take control of this situation, but I can't do that because I am a woman. That's the purpose of this scene here, because she wants to have the power, and it's out of her grasp because she is a lady and she is not the Thane. Macbeth then shows up. She says things like, great Gloms, worthy Cawdor, greater than both, by all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel the future in thy instant. She's feeling the future in thy instant. So in this instant. So she's like, you're Thane of Glamis, you're Thane of Cawdor, and I feel like you're going to be the king real soon. And Macbeth says, my dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight. Again, we see Macbeth referring to his wife as his dearest love. He loves her, he cares for her, he listens to her. Lady Macbeth says, and when goes hence? Macbeth, tomorrow, as he purposes. So when is he leaving? Tomorrow. Lady Macbeth says, oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Never shall sun that morrow see. The king will not see the sun tomorrow. So make a guess. What do you think they're going to plan to do to the king tonight. Oh yeah, they're gonna kill him tonight. That's her plan. Remember, this book is about murder and intrigue. Oh, never shall that morrow see, your face, my thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye. Your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He's that coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom. Macbeth. We will speak further. Lady Macbeth. Only look up clear, to alter favor ever is to fear, leave all the rest to me. And that's the end of scene 5. So let's go back to this speech here. This one, right here. And she says, your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. First off, what do we know about serpents? What do they represent? What do they symbolize? Think way back to when we read of Mice and Men. Who was the temptation in the book? Oh, that's right, Kurre's wife. And what did she tempt with? Herself. So she was a physical representation of temptation. And again, we're seeing a female character who's tempting the male character to do something that he might not entirely be comfortable with. In this case, murder. Macbeth is kind of on the fence about it. He's like, I like the king. I mean, like, I'm doing well, like, but I want to be king. And his wife's like, you're going to tempt, be the snake underneath it. She's saying, look like the innocent flower, but be the snake underneath. So attack. Macbeth then says we're going to speak about this later because, you know, the king's showing up. And that's where we end scene. All right, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.